Who benefits the least with Jimmy Garoppolo starting?
I think we could agree on this one. Is it Brandon Ayuk?
Yeah.
You're gonna go with?
Imagine if he drafted Brandon Ayuk in fantasy football.
Dude, they freaking oh god, no one does that.
Yeah,
Come on, relax.
yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about fantasy. My bad.
All the little shots that Ayuk's taking at Jimmy in the offseason and stuff, like deep ball me, so how excited he was to work with Trey. How many targets a game you think Ayuk's
the whole
getting from Jimmy?
offseason working together?
Yikes! Kittle's back, Debo's back. They're like, Jimmy's gonna be like, "I'm sorry, who? Brandon? Who? I vaguely remember
so
you.
Bad for
Are you Trent Sherfield?
Oh
No.
god, Sherfield.
No,
Dude, I felt a little bit bad, like after the Trey injury, after like processing that, which God, I felt so bad. It's like, dude, that sucks. I started thinking about like Brandon Ayuk though. It was gonna be like a great year watching him. He worked so hard. He looked like a different guy in training camp. I mean, the way he's like running his routes. I mean, he could still be good this year. I just don't think he's gonna be great because you don't have that capability to go deep. Although
he's gonna run some amazing clear out routes though. Hold on, just the best clear out routes. They're gonna be great.
He did drop the ball when Jimmy actually hit him pretty nicely for once. The top 5 throw of Jimmy's career. It has to be, or at least
here's the thing: like Jimmy needs to hit Ayuk down the field this year because Ayuk is ready. Ayuk's in great shape. Ayuk's done everything that he needs to do to have a good season. So they can't like look. Last year they tried to blame Jimmy not throwing down the field on Ayuk. Ayuk didn't run hard enough. Ayuk didn't practice hard enough. No, Jimmy's limited as hell, and Jimmy has like a mental block about throwing down the field. Ayuk's done everything in his power. Jimmy better let it loose. Otherwise, everyone's going to blame him. No one's going to blame Brandon this year. Brandon.
Poor Brandon Ayuk, man. I mean, honestly, look, a second ago, we were just talking about fantasy. What about freaking people who drafted him in fantasy football and just hating? Because I used to tell people, like, hey, you might be a sleeper because Trey Lance and him got that huge connection. But now when you're Ayuk, now you got to be relegated to, like you said, clear out routes or just something like within like 15 yards.
Slants.
I mean,
and slants and digs. That's all he.
Red zone
slants,
threat.
digs, and screens.
He can shake his receiver pretty well. I mean, is a defender pretty well.
Now Ayuk has to play running back too because they. I mean, if you play wide receiver for the Niners, you can only run slants, digs, screens, end rounds, jet sweeps. You know what I mean? Like, there's only 3 routes you can run, so you have to play running back. Unless Jimmy wants to start cutting loose. Does he have the arm for that? I don't even know. Anyone else that benefits that doesn't benefit from Jimmy starting?
The running backs, because it's going to crowd the scrimmage.
Pretty much. Although they've already lost 2 running backs, so it seems like they get hurt one way or another. But yeah, I mean, their yards per carry is going to go down. That's been shown.
No, they lost 3 running backs.
And that's why another thing I don't get about Lance, like, hey man, the benefit of having Lance on the field isn't him running; it's how everyone else's yards per carry goes up. His yards per carry was low because the whole defense was freaking out about him and focused on him. But Ty Davis Price was averaging 5 yards a carry. Jeff Wilson Jr. was averaging 6 yards a carry. Freaking Debo was averaging like 25 yards a carry. But hey, I digress.